Well, good afternoon, folks. It's the real Captain Kirk here. We're live from One Bethlehem Plaza here in downtown Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's the 4th of March here in 2023. Thought we'd talk real quick about our PhD was in India, speaking at a big conference here, and share this slide here, which is our year-ahead forecast for India, showing the driest conditions in 8 years, drought. This will impact their sugarcane. So wholesale change, what they've seen in the last 3-4 years of just very wet conditions. So this is a negative. And it was kind of funny. We were speaking to about 1,000 folks, and as soon as he showed that slide, he saw probably at least a couple hundred pictures being taken of the forecast slide. So, in event, PhD Michael Ferrari here talking about our year-ahead forecast outlook for India. Again, this is some of the accuracy for 2022 in Mumbai, as an example, about 81% on temps, weekly year-ahead temps, and 84% on weekly year-ahead precip. So, wholesale change coming across the world. We're already seeing that happening in the U.S. One thing I like about Weather Trends here is we're always innovating. We just recently upgraded our FarmCast product. So for our FarmCast customers, you probably saw a new free feature added to page 5 of your FarmCast daily email report that talks about, page 1 is just about the here and now for today. Page 2 is about this week. Page 3 next week. 4 is the year ahead, and the corn tracker and soybean tracker tell you exactly when certain phases of your crop will mature in 2023 and go through the phases. And the page we like the best is this one we just added here is some insights. Again, taking the knowledge, the main knowledge here of all the forecasters and meteorologists here at Weather Trends do you need more fertilizer? If it's really wet, we have the coldest, wettest spring, summer in 4 years, you're probably going to need more fertilizer. Probably less bugs, less weeds, but more fungus. So when's your last frost? What's the tornado, hail, hurricane risk? Flood year? Definitely a flood year, not a drought year. And what's the overall growing degree day potential and yield potential? So, again, check it out for our FarmCast customers. Again, you can check out our agricultural page. It talks about FarmCast and the value we try to provide farmers. Again, I've been working with these folks for almost 9 years now. One thing that's off to a very fast start here is just the really warm Bermuda Ridge has kept the southeast and south very warm this winter. So the green here showing you the vegetation is off to a very fast start from Texas to even southern New Jersey now. It also means a fast start for your allergy and asthma season, unfortunately. So if you're in that green shaded area, you're probably already sneezing like crazy here with the fast start to the allergy season. The good news is the colder, wetter spring, summer will help abate that a bit. But again, a fast start for sure right now. Winter is officially in the history books, at least meteorological winter, which is 1 December through 28 February. So big map here is the trends versus average and precip versus average. Overall here in the U.S., it was about 1.1 warmer than last year, warmest in 3 years, 6th warmest in 38 years. So tale of two halves, colder west, warmer east. Snowfall was just a hair less than last year. Now, this is just snowfall for the period of 1 December through 28 Feb, so it's not seasonal snowfall. But winter snowfall was 2% less than last year, least in 11th least in 38 years, so below average. Rainfall way up, again, classic indication that the 3-year drought cycle's over. 23% wetter than last year, wettest in 10th wettest in 38 years. So above average for sure. We look at these trends day by day. Now this chart is showing you the temperature trends versus average. So the bars are where it was much colder than average. You can see the big, huge cold blast there at Christmas time. And then the warmer general trend for January, February. Cool period there in late Jan, early February. But coldest, snowiest December in 5 years nationally. And then the warmest in 17 years for January. And warmest and least snow in 6 years here in February. Chart bottom left there is just the precip trends versus average. Again, so the really wet periods are green bars and peach bars are less. And the chart right here is just the snowfall trend showing. Again, Christmas week was still the week prior to Christmas was still the snowiest week of the entire winter season. Season to date snowfall here again through today. Now this is starting back on 1 September through today, 4 March. Picking up a bit. We're 13% more than last year, so picking up ground off last week with the big snowstorm in the northeast here. 12% below average, still 11th least in 38 years. You want to watch out because we believe that this is going to be a wholesale change for winter 2023-2024. We believe it'll be one of the snowiest winters, probably a top 5 in 39 years coming up. So something to look forward to, snow lovers, but you got to wait another season. Weekly snowfall trends again here show the snowiest week was the mid-December. Second snowiest week was late January, and then this past week here was actually the third snowiest week, so the end of February here. Last week, world summer here, again, ending here tonight, 4 March 2023. Here in the U.S., 0.9 warmer than last year, warmest in 3, 6 warmest in 38. 213% wetter than last year, wettest in 15 years, second wettest in 38 years, so much above average precip. Wholesale indication that the La Nina, 3-year La Nina cycle is over. 316% more snow than last year, most in 5 years, 10th most in 38 years. So again, a kind of a while we had some milder weather, we also had some cold weather coming in toward the weekends here in the U.S. Up in Canada, coldest in 4. Warm spot was probably there in India, warmest in 7 years. Map set left are the trends versus average. Polar vortex is still pretty ragged and weak. The good news, it does start to break down in the spring season here, but it's breaking down a little bit early. This just allows the cold weather to continue to move about and not be bottled up. So that's why we think we're going to have a cold March for sure here. This week here, week ending 11 March, a little bit misleading here. We got another cold front coming through the east Tuesday. So mild Sunday, Monday in the east, and then generally a cooling trend for sure the latter half of this week. Overall, this week, though, the U.S. would be 3.3 warmer than last year, 19th coldest in 38 years, so kind of in the middle of the pack, near average on a national scale. Precip, kind of similar to last year, just a hair drier, but still 11th wettest in 38 years, above average. So probably my gut is going to tick above that, so it'll make it one of the snowy or wettest since about 2016. Snowfall, 10% more than last year, most in 24 years. So we'll see about that. But again, the snowy pattern continues here. Also have to watch out for that severe weather threat. It's going to be pretty high in the Texas, south central, southeast areas. 6-day snowfall trends here, again, way up. Again, most in 5 years here. We'll go here through today, Sunday, Monday across the northern tier, Tuesday, and then a bigger system midweek. And you can see that start to develop Thursday. So, and then spreading east as we get toward the weekend. So there's several chances here in the Northeast. I know snow lovers are still waiting for snow. You've got a good chance here with this cycle. So don't give up hope if you live in the Philly to New York areas, Boston. There is potential beyond this period for some snow. Looking at the snowfall trend now, this is a 6-day period here, just puts the chart into perspective here of the snowiest in 5 years. Next week, again, getting in toward the St. Patrick's Day week, again, week ending 18 March here in the U.S., almost nationwide cold. Again, misleading the east is because we have, ahead of these cold fronts, we tend to have a big warm surge with way above average temperatures, and then it goes back just a bit below average. But overall, almost the entire country is much colder than last year. 8.3 colder, coldest in 10 years, 5th coldest in 38. So cold week for sure. Snowiest in 5 years. 13% wetter than last year, 9th wettest in 38. So again, cold, wet, stormy week. This is not good for retail sales. Retailers like it hot and dry pretty much from mid-January on, and this is definitely not good news for a lot of retailers that are actually suffering through the winter season and now here through the spring. Don't forget daylight savings time here next Sunday, not this Sunday, but next Sunday at March 12th at 2 in the morning. We're going to spring ahead, so you're going to lose an hour of sleep, but get some more daylight in the evening hours. And real quick here, the world 2-week recap here, so just the 2-week outlook. General theme is the polar vortex if it's going to have any influence, it's going to be in the North America, Canada, U.S. regions, and maybe far northern Europe and northern Russia. But again, it's favoring North America, so it's going to be a cold, wet, snowy. In fact, the retail march, which started here on the February 26th, the first 3 weeks of the retail march is the snowiest in 18 years here in the U.S. So it's definitely a unfavorable pattern for spring seasonal sales. So with that, folks, we hope you have a great week, and we'll be back here again this time next week.